Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti. Oh, g'day. Just taking a moment to meditate in between doing the next thing that's coming. Because just having to deal with someone imposing their energy into my creation. Now that imposing is actually an interceding. So that's why we take a moment to see how I've imposed or interfered in another reality that's given an opening in my reality for them to intercede into my reality. You see, so that can be something just out on the face value where it's an interaction that doesn't really go past, it's nothing more than skin deep, so to speak, right? Or it can be, and that can be with the communication, for instance, of how it could be to start with, right? And then if you don't have perfect communication, in this circumstance, I think that's the case because I wasn't included in a communication loop about other people organising something, then I've allowed that to be, okay, yeah, no worries, mate, whatever. Well, when you work that out, just let me know and then I'll do my bit. And so that didn't really work out. Well, it worked out for my bit. I did everything right, but, you know, you've got these other people that they come and they don't really know what they're doing. So to have someone who doesn't really know what they're doing, and I mean, they might know what they're doing with in that particular job, in what they've come to do, what their task is for the job, but they don't really know what they're doing in their day, and in their mind, in their life, in their heart, in their relationships. They're sort of running on this unconscious autopilot, you see, and blindly going around just being something that other people have to deal with, basically because they're imposing, and other people have got that opening to impose on them and be imposed on back. So it's an interference, interceding, and it's only because there's an opening, and when there's an opening, that's an inward, and it's also an outward. You have this quantum physics, metaphysics, quantum mechanics. There's all these particles that pop in and out of existence, which the ancients knew about. They didn't need to have electron microscopes to know about them. How's that so? In any case, something to think about, isn't it? So when it comes to dealing with these people, there might be some fences involved. Like I've said before, do not take offence. Leave it there. Even if it's your fence, leave it. Don't take it. Leave it. It's simple. I was having to work with someone the other day trying to get it through to them, you know, like, even if it was actually their fence in that case. It was actually their fence. I was saying, leave the fence. Leave it. Don't take offence. And so when they finally got it, took a while for them to understand that it was actually their fence, but they could leave it where it was. Even though that's not where they wanted to leave it, it was like, well, you don't need the fence. Don't take offence. Put the fence down. Even if it's your fence, put the fence down. Once he finally got it, he was incredibly grateful to me for taking the 40 minutes or so to work through it. That's all right. There's some nice, well, I can't remember what it was that what we're drinking, but yeah, it was beautiful. Beautiful. That's the reason why alcohol exists from the old days, when they had the distilleries back in the old days and on the old hard timber with the proper good stuff, you know. It was actually quite medicinal. You can see it in my complexion, you know. I'm actually looking younger than what I was the day before. No, that's just because the surrender to the Tao, the heavenly Tao, or the divine, or the Atman, or the God, or whatever you might want to call it. It's what you are. It's what we all are. You can also just call that the dreaming. We're here in Australia. Creation comes into effect through dreaming. Experience comes into effect through dreaming. The future, interaction, interceding, co-creation, manifestation comes into effect through the dreaming, particularly on this continent. You might be somewhere else in the world, you're not in Australia. Well, that still applies, but not as much. There's something really about this is how it works on this continent, through the dreaming. And the dream time is not something a long, long time ago. The dreaming is a constant state. And it's a constant state of quantum physics, quantum mechanics. Some serious power in that. But anyway, to wrap it up, what we're doing here, what am I talking about really? What's the point of this one? You got to get control of yourself. You got to be in a zone of yourself. So for me, I've been ironing out these creases throughout my life so that I'm not vulnerable to stupid people or to people that are ignorant or just can't see because they got too much noise going on in their heads. So we have these blinkers like the horses have. Well, a lot of humans got blinkers like this. You can't really see very much at all, you know. And so I've been honing that out. So now I've noticed that I've found that I'm not really affected by these different parties and the individuals and their agendas and their lack of foresight, basically, and lack of awareness and lack of understanding. You see, so it becomes further and further on the outer each time. So I was just taking a moment to meditate and go, right, well, when was the last time something like this happened? And how did that happen? And how did that affect me? And taking stock and then feeling good, okay, right, so this is where I'm at now. Okay, and it hasn't really affected me. And now I can see that here, and here are points of power that I could have, in those interactions, those phone conversations, I possibly could have said this, or I could have asked this question, or I could have gone this, because I was aware of those kind of things, just trusting it. So, all right, so I'm the one that let this happen. You see? There's the power. So, right, the responsibility, I let this happen. Then I have 3 points to go. Well, there's points there of phone conversations in that case that I had points of power, so I again steered it this way, you see. So there's another way of seeing the empowerment, because there's something I could have done about that, you see. So it's not only I created this and there's nothing I could have done, but I created this and there's something I could have done about it on 3 different occasions. So that's 1, 2, 3. That's me. I created this. Look at the power I have of creation. Now, where is it that I've got the opening to allow this kind of stuff to come into my life at all, even if it's only on the outer level? It could be a little bit more shallow for one. And then how is it that I have got an opening, a point where it can get into me and infiltrate into my energy field, into my sphere of influence? See? And the only way you're going to find that is going into the heart of the heart of the heart of the heart of the heart. That's not necessarily this place in your chest. It's the center. It's the center of the wheel of life, the center of the wheel of karma, where stillness lies, free of the centrifugal forces of life. You go in there by going into your heart. Like, here's your heart. Go into your heart. Feel this light in your heart, and then go into the heart of your heart. And that'll take you into the center of yourself, into the center of your being. That'll get you close enough to the center that you can get into the heart of the wheel of life, of the wheel of karma, where stillness lies, free from the centrifugal forces of life. And that's where you can exist and stay, and ideally that's where we want to stay and that's where we want to be. But the centrifugal forces of life do throw us out, back out into the wheel of karma, the wheel of life. And that's where we'll stay until we realize where we are and just, stop. No trying to go back this way, no trying to do this, no trying this, no trying that, no trying anything, but stop. Where am I? I'm right here, meditatively doing this task the best I can. Best I can. Does that imply that I'm trying? Does trying imply effort? Does effort imply a struggle towards where am I? I'm back in the heart. That's enough for today. Wish you well. Keep smiling. Keep breathing. Come back to the heart. Cheerio.